and they just wanted you to be monogamous. That's what they want. They want you to be monogamous.
But if they wanted me to be monogamous, they would have wanted me to be monogamous from the beginning of our relationship. From the beginning of our relationship. From the beginning of our relationship.
The thought of you being poly could make me unhappy.
So what embodies the thought of me being poly?
What embodies just what that lifestyle is and what comes with that lifestyle. You having other relationships.
But a poly person doesn't have to have other relationships.
Fresh off a good meal from Melba's, kicking it with baby. She loving what I tell her. Her ass run for me, treat that like a cellar. Be up under me with D deep in the pelvis. Brown skin with her ass on her. Score first, no assist, couldn't pass on her. Baby.
What is your family think?
So I'm the type of person with anything, not just this. I don't tell my family anything.
Don't tell nobody.
And I wait till they basically know, right? I just confirm. I'm like a confirmer more than anything.
Her family knew she was going for surgery like 2 days before she flew.
Yeah, like and that's just anything of mine.
In DR.
That's just how I deal with my family. So they don't know right now, or maybe they do, and they're just waiting for confirmation. And this might be the confirmation.
I don't think they know.
Surprise, guys.
Surprise, mother.
I don't think they know.
I think because my sister heard me speaking about it. I don't know if my sister went to my aunt and told my aunt. My grandmother be ear hustling all the time. So, you know. And then how I reacted with my aunt when she was like, oh, poly. And I was like, oh, you would never do poly? That probably is in her mind. Like, no. She would be like, I'll say something and she'd be like, I knew it because the way you reacted that day.
I am the one, the way your son don't need.
Yeah.
Shouts out to her. I'm not gonna say her name. Shouts out to you, L. Shouts out to you. My family knows. My brother knows. My mother knows. My sister. When I first became, I told my mother. Me and my mother have a very good relationship. I guess you could say I'm a mama's boy. I don't care.
For sure.
I love my mother. Fuck out of
yeah.
Ryan's a mother's boy. Fuck
for sure.
And Tosh, me and Mike be mother's boy. We're gonna
absolutely fix that. I didn't say we gonna fix that.
We're gonna fix that.
About you and your mama, so let Tosh Mayer be the mama boy.
No, but he loves his dad.
That's okay.
He loves his
Just because
father.
he loves his mother doesn't mean that it takes away anything for him loving his dad.
Poly.
No, he's not.
See?
Aha. Aha.
You get that? Just because you love your mother don't mean you can't take away from loving your dad. That's poly right there. Just because you love one girl doesn't mean you can't love another girl and it takes away from one girl. That's poly right there. See how I teed that up for y'all? Comment if you like that. I know you like that. Comment.
I'm not talking about the love. I'm talking about the connection.
I was just saying.
What I was saying. Yeah. So
I was just saying that. Yeah.
And a mother and a father to a child's connection is completely different.
That's not true.
From this poly situation.
That's not true. About. I know a lot of kids who super love their father more than their mother. Sometimes mother more.
Right, because sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you just love somebody more than the other person, or you like somebody more than based off of a connection. So,
but
yeah.
They always say kids are connected to their mother because they come out their mother, right? That's what they say.
Right, it's a different type of connection.
Yeah. But anyway, my mother knows. I told my mother when I first explored it, I've been poly for a year now. This is August, so I became poly last August. So I've been practicing poly for a year now. You know, still getting the hang of it. My mother knew, and she was just didn't understand it. I sent her some videos, and after she called me back, she was like, I get it. If it makes you happy, then I'm with it. And my brother, that's like my best friend. My sister, those like my best friends. They know. My dad, my cousins, everyone knows. I'm poly and proud. Poly and proud. Black poly, black love. Shouts out to all the black poly people. To my man Timo and BZ. It's a black poly couple I know from my clubhouse room. And all the people who will practice poly that are black African Americans because they think this is some white people shit.
That's suspicious.
And I don't agree. But It's definitely powerful shit.
Says for her, I ain't got my glasses, y'all. How do you feel about him having a relationship with another woman when you are truly monogamous? It kind of depends on the relationship.
Yeah, I don't think she cares about sex. She don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, no, whoa. It's not that I don't care about sex, because I definitely do.
No, but if I have a conversation with you, it's just like, oh, well, sex, whatever. That's nothing.
No, it's not that it's nothing. It's like, okay, cool, like, what are y'all gonna be doing during sex? Like, what type of sex y'all gonna be doing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're not gonna be... I'm very all about, like, exclusivity, which is, I'm mono. So it's like, my person is my person. What I'm doing with somebody, I feel like they shouldn't be doing it with other people.
This is all me up in here.
I just don't think that everything is for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, as far as the sex thing, it's like certain things I'm not gonna be cool with, and as long as we have that understanding, cool. Because it's about what works for the both of us. So that's one thing. Second, so if it doesn't work for me, it doesn't work for us. If it doesn't work for him, it doesn't work for us.
And that's period.
Right.
So we have an understanding, boundaries, we set those. And then there's like other things too, like yeah, there's just certain things that I'm gonna be okay with, and certain things I'm not gonna be okay with. So it depends on the relationship and what's going on.
So let's say in bringing in a third, how would that look like for you? Because I would assume you would bring in a third because it's not just for me. She in a relationship with you as well.
Right. So.
And you're not bisexual, so.
Yeah,
like,
so it's gonna be more like a sister wife.
Right?
Yeah. So it's definitely somebody I can, that shares common things with me. We can go out, we can travel, we can, do the things that I like that we have in common.
But you would want her to love me like how you love me.
I would want her to love you.
I would want her to love you like how I love you.
No.
Hold up.
I don't necessarily think that would be a requirement of mine.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, like she doesn't necessarily have to love me because we're cool and we do things.
How do you deal with feelings of jealousy? Feelings of jealousy. Jealousy is a normal human emotion. So, I deal with it in stride. She's mono, so I guess I don't really have reasons to be jealous, but I do get jealous over something. I got jealous with her and Princess.
Yeah, which is what ended the triad.
That's not what ended
That is what ended the triad.
That's not
everybody.
That's
That
not
is,
what
yes,
ended
it was. Because you were like, you got mad,
That's
like,
not,
you guys are not including me. And it's like, well, yeah, we don't have to include you.
That's not
okay,
what
let's
ended
be
the
real.
triad.
That is what ended the triad.
That's not what ended
that we
the triad.
stopped communicating
Me
as
and
as a three.
relationship.
Wait, no. Because
went
us
bad.
as a triad was already was done.
But
we stopped communicating
I didn't feel like
as
it
all
was
three
a
of us.
triad because she's bisexual, you wasn't.
Right.
So that wasn't gonna. I don't know. It was just a funny situation. And
right.
then
It was a sister wife.
It was realistically. It was like we're never gonna really be. Princess, me and you made plans on at some point combining our situations. That was never really on the table for Princess, based on the conversations I had with her.
Right.
And so it was like it's not gonna work.
No, it was working because of the dynamic. Like we had our own relationship. You and Princess had your own relationship, and we had our.
I'm talking about long term.
Together. Yeah, long term.
Because when I would speak to her and say, "Yo, so me and Nikki, we're gonna do this. When do you plan on?"
Right.
When do you plan on?
She
oh, no,
wasn't
I'm not
part
done.
of that. Right. She was.
So, how could it be? It's not gonna be a triad then. You know what I'm saying?
It is because we interacted how we interacted. We were gonna probably travel together. We were probably gonna.
But how?
Communicate together.
She can't travel now. So how would
we never got there though. We never got there to do that.
She couldn't travel to see me.
Message.
Okay. Anyways.
Right. So.
I don't know how I deal with feelings or jealousy. I act on impulse, I guess. I don't I'm not too sure how I deal with it.
It's an
No, it's my
excuse
turn.
to cheat.
Is poly an excuse to cheat? For some people, it is.
But that's not poly. It's cheating. Because you can cheat in poly, like you said.
You can, but for some people, it might be a thing where they don't want to cheat or they don't want to be the person labeled as a cheater, so they become poly.
No, but they're not poly. They're not poly.
That's the excuse.
It's not an excuse. They're not poly. A poly person can cheat.
They can.
If y'all feel like
if
being poly means you can't cheat, that's a lie.
Okay, so
you're
like
not poly.
You didn't want to cheat on. You wanted to be with multiple women.
No, I didn't say I didn't want. I never said I didn't want to cheat. What I said was I want to be with multiple women. I never said I didn't want to cheat because I cheated before.
Really, nigga?
I've cheated.
Right. So poly wasn't an excuse for you not to cheat because you can openly be with two people.
No, poly was a lifestyle that I found that made sense to me because it embodies being able to love multiple people.
Okay.
Whether it's sexually or romantically.
Okay.
I don't have to be sexually involved with someone to love them or to have a relationship with them.
You do.
Oh, no, she didn't.
I don't. Because I love mad people that I'm not sexually involved with.
Right now, but you have been. Your love, I feel like, is based off of how you sexually connect with somebody. I do feel like
That's
that.
not true. That's not true. Because I love Susu and I've never had sex with her.
But you love Susu as like a friend.
I'm talking
Crystal. About in love with somebody. For you to be in love with somebody, you cannot not have sex with them.
But I'm not in love.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not going to be in love with my friends.
Right.
Like
so that's what I'm saying. I feel like for you to be in love with somebody, you have to be sexually or romantically involved with them or intimately involved with them.
Romantically is not sexually all the time, though. Romantically and sexually are like, they don't have to be together all the time. Romantically just means you guys share a connection that's deeper than friendship.
Right, so that's why I said intimacy or intimate at the last part.
Right, but yeah, that doesn't mean sex though. And I can be in love with someone that I haven't had sex with. Before I had sex with them. I could be in love with them before I had sex with them. I was in love with you probably before I had sex.
In order for you,
realistically.
But if we didn't have sex, I'm sure our relationship wouldn't be what it is today.
I doubt that.
Okay. That's just my opinion, but okay.
You wouldn't feel the way you feel about me if we didn't have sex?
Yeah, because the vibe that I had with you, I already had with you. I didn't fall in love with you because we had the vibe.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You fell in love with me because of sex?
No, I fell in love with you because the relationship we developed off of the vibe that we had.
Right.
When I first met you, I was drawn to the interaction that we had.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. So if we didn't have sex, you still would have fell in love with me.
No.
Huh?
No, because we still probably could have developed the relationship that we have without the sex, because our relationship was based off of the vibe.
You would have. I said if you didn't have sex with me, you would have fallen in love with me still. You would have still fell in love with me.
If we didn't, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You saying no.
You said if you.
I said if we didn't have sex, you still would have fell in love with me.
Yeah.
Finally.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I would have fell in love with you too, because realistically, I think I fell in love with you before sex.
Okay.
Like meeting you, talking to you, I fell in love with you before I even ever had sex with you.
Aww.
Like, so.
Fair enough.
If I wanted to get into the lifestyle, what are some things you would suggest? I would suggest meeting people in the lifestyle who have been in the lifestyle for some time, reading up, understanding the type of person it takes to be in this lifestyle. I would also suggest just being as real and raw with yourself as possible. Because even me, like, I'm still working to be as transparent as I would like to be, I guess. In the beginning of my relationship, I feel like I was just the most transparent person. Somewhere along the line, things happen. But things happen in relationships that make people feel ways and people, whatever. I'm kind of back to that point now, but my suggestion would be just talk to a bunch of people who are in the lifestyle. Be real with yourself about what you want. Understand what you want. Like, I know I want a 2-woman household. I want to have a triad. These are things I want, and these are things I knew I wanted from the beginning of my relationship. These are things she knew. These are things that I knew that I wanted from my poly experience. Now, they may change as I go on, but I know that's for me, that's the picture. So that's what I would say. Just, do as much research as possible, because I still do research. I still learn. I watch poly videos. I watch other poly couples. I still read on things, terminologies, and we're gonna go to parties and meet and greets and things, and meet people and be able to interact with people. So I would advise you, if you are interested in lifestyle, do the same. What would you gonna say?
Yeah, I would say research. Do all the research that you can before you make a decision, as far as if someone's introducing it to you and it's just like, okay, yeah, sure. But just actually really understand what it means to be poly. What are the different dynamics? What are the things that go on? What does it look like? What does it not look like? Just research as much as you can. So
I mean, some things are can't be taught. Some things you have to experience, and other poly people will tell you that you have to go through these experiences, these life experiences. It's like no one can give you the blueprint of how to be in a perfect relationship. You have to go through it. But some tidbits, like what she said.
For him, would you give up being poly if you felt that it was truly making your partner truly unhappy?
This is who I am. I don't know. If my partner had a conversation with me and said, yo, you being poly is making me unhappy, it would now make me question if the person was happy with me. This is who I am.
Right. So if they express to you that they're truly unhappy, then they're not happy being in the dynamic of your relationship.
No, you're not happy with me, period. That's what that would mean.
It doesn't mean that. It just means that they're not happy with the dynamic of your relationship. I could be happy with you, but not happy with the other stuff that comes in the relationship.
If the other stuff only comes in my relationship based on what is okay between you and I.
Right. So if you do something that's not okay.
Right. But then that becomes me doing something not okay is duh.
Right. So the question was, would you give up being? So no, you wouldn't give up poly. That's the thing.
Because it's no, but it's like if the person is truly unhappy with me, I'm poly.
It says, would you give up being poly if you felt that it was truly making your partner truly unhappy?
But it's not.
No, you wouldn't.
Poly. What's being? I am poly.
Right.
Being poly.
Right. It says, would you give up being poly if you felt that it was truly making your partner, I guess, who's not poly, who's mono, truly unhappy? No, you wouldn't, because you are poly. That would be the answer.
So that would mean that my partner is unhappy with me.
It's not asking you about if your partner is unhappy with you. It's asking.
Yeah, but if my partner is unhappy, because of that means my partner's unhappy with me.
Right, but it's asking
because
you, would you give up being poly if it was truly making your partner unhappy? No, you wouldn't, because you want to be poly and you are poly.
It wouldn't be what makes my partner happy. It would be the actions that I'm taking.
You don't know what. It could be that it doesn't work for them. Poly just doesn't work for them.
Right, but it would require... A poly person could be in a relationship with one person. That doesn't make them not poly. You understand that, right?
Right. So what I'm saying is, whatever the dynamic...
It would be that the poly person is doing things within their relationship.
No, it doesn't necessarily mean that. It could be we decided together that it could be me saying, "Oh, I'm not with the triad thing. Like, I don't want to be with. I don't fuck with it."
Right.
Right. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It just could be. I just want to be with somebody who's monogamous. The poly thing is not working for me.
If the poly person agrees to what you're saying, like, "Oh, okay, fine. We don't need to be in a triad." That doesn't change me from being a poly person.
So I'm going to answer it as like a mono person. So it's saying, would you give up being mono if you felt that it was truly making your partner truly unhappy. No, I'm monogamous. I'm gonna be monogamous. Right now, I don't want to deal with multiple people or being in a poly relationship. I'm not giving up poly.
We're in a polymono dynamic. That's a poly relationship.
Right. You're poly and I'm mono. So like I said, when they were like, are you guys looking for a third? We're not looking for a third. If you presented that you wanted to be with somebody else or you wanted to add somebody into this situation,
that's a conversation.
It's a conversation. But me, if I'm answering this question, I'm not giving up mono. It doesn't say that. It just says, would you? It doesn't say you're asking. It just says.
Yeah, but it says if your partner is unhappy.
Yeah, if my partner was unhappy with me being mono.
But why they wouldn't be with you? That makes no sense. That's a dumb
because
question.
If I say I'm not into women, I don't want to interact with a woman, I don't want another woman here, I don't anything, I want to be in a monogamous relationship. You're not monogamous.
Right. What I'm saying is they wouldn't have been with you to begin with. How would they have gotten with you to begin with?
Because it could have been a situation where it's, oh, hey, yeah, that works for me. And then it's like, no, that doesn't work for me.
What? That's a dumb question.
I don't think it's a dumb question. I think it's a very good question. And I think that
that's a stupid
question. Addresses a lot of things.
Like a person knows before they get in a relationship if a person's monogamous or not.
That's not true because
if a
just
person,
like I knew
you knew you was monogamous,
right?
So I didn't expect you to change.
But if being monogamous, if I tell you I want to be in another triad with 2 girls because now I think I'm bisexual, I'm a lesbian, I want to experience with women without you at all.
Oh, hot damn.
Okay.
But
now that's you being in a triad. That's you being in a whole other relationship.
Right.
That's not you being a unicorn.
Right.
That's you being in a whole other relationship.
Right. So now it goes from I'm not monogamous anymore. I'm poly.
Right. Right. But then now that question would be irrelevant.
It would not
because you're not mono. So that wouldn't make me unhappy. I started dating you as a mono person.
It says, would you give up being poly if you felt that it was truly making your partner unhappy? Would you or would you not? Would you or would you not? If you knew that your partner was truly unhappy with you being poly and they just wanted you to be monogamous. That's what they want. They want you to be monogamous. But
if they wanted me to be monogamous, they would have wanted me to be monogamous from the beginning of our relationship.
That's not true.
From the beginning of our relationship.
That's not true.
From the beginning of our relationship.
They could have went through experience that was like, you know what? I'm really not rocking with this at all. I don't fuck with this shit at all.
Bro.
I don't want to deal with nothing.
A monogamous person always wants to be with a monogamous person. Period.
Messy!
So it's no way that...
That's not true.
That is
it's just like for me. I'm monogamous. But I decided to give a polystructure relationship a try. I'm monogamous. But I'm like, maybe I could deal with certain things.
But me being poly, being poly is not going to be what makes you unhappy. It's going to be my actions.
No, it could be you being poly makes me unhappy. The thought of you being poly could make me unhappy.
So what embodies the thought of me being poly?
What embodies just what that lifestyle is and what comes with that lifestyle.
Tell me.
You having other relationships.
But a poly person doesn't have to have other relationships.
How?
What you mean how?
So what does a poly person do? If they're poly, because poly means
okay. Now if you're now listen to me.
Okay.
If you're bisexual, right?
Right.
But you're married to a man and you don't have sex with women, does that make you not bisexual anymore? You're still bisexual.
Got him!
Just because you're not practicing bisexualism,
you're bisexual
doesn't make you,
because of your sexual orientation identifies as somebody who is interested in men and women.
Right.
Right. That is a sexual orientation. Right.
It's not a sexual orientation.
So what is it?
A sexual orientation?
Yes.
I don't think bisexual. Google it. I can't go on my phone. I don't think bisexual is a sexual orientation, but it does mean someone who is sexually and romantically attracted to men and women.
It means that you
Right.
are attracted to men and women.
Right.
So you are always going to be attracted to men and women.
Right.
Whether you're with a man, you're going to be attracted to men
Right,
and women.
right.
Whether you're a woman, you're going to be attracted.
Right.
But now that you're poly.
Poly is a
Stating
belief.
That no,
Poly is a
poly
belief.
is a lifestyle.
It's a belief though. It's
Poly
a belief
is
first.
a lifestyle.
It's a belief first.
Poly is a lifestyle.
It's a belief first.
Poly
Practicing poly is a lifestyle. You have to practice a lifestyle. Like Christianity is a belief, but you practice Christianity by going to by going to church, by praying, by taking communion. It's a practice. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, so polyamory specifically refers to people who have multiple romantic relationships at the same time.
Someone who believes in that, though, who believes that that's possible. That's what polyamory
It refers
is.
to polyamorous people having multiple loving, intentional, and intimate relationships at the same time. Polyamory is a type of open or non-monogamous relationship that follows certain guidelines. Polyamory is the practice of or desire for intimate desire.
Yeah, so it can be either one.
Is the practice of or the desire for intimate relationships with more than one partner with the informed consent of all partners involved. People who identify as polyamorous may believe in open relationships.
It's a belief.
It is not a belief.
May believe
In open relationships with
conscious sexual and relation
or jealousy and reject this is what it says that you believe in. It doesn't say polyamory is a belief. Polyamory is the practice of.
It's a mindset at the end of the day. That's what it is. You can be poly and never practice.
That's not true because polyamory.
Yes, you can.
It's not how you say it.
I know. I know poly relationships.
Polyamory is the practice of being with multiple people. That is what it is. But it is the practice of. It's not a belief. It's a practice. Polyamory is the practice. It's a practice. It's a practice.
Poly means many.
Right.
Amory means loves.
Right. So
many
it's
loves.
the practice of. It's the practice of being with multiple people romantically.
It's beliefs.
It's not
Ask
a
a poly person. Ask another poly person.
Oh my God.
Because if you're not engaging, if I'm not actively engaging in other relationships, but the one relationship
You're not
I'm in,
poly, because poly is the practice. Poly is the practice.
No, it's a mindset.
Yo, okay.
If I believe that that people are capable of loving more than one person at the same time,
you would believe in the practice of polyamory. Yes.
It's not how you say it.
With
you
with
would
consent
believe
of their
in
partners.
polyamory.
Right.
You would believe in polyamory, but polyamory is the practice of being with multiple people intimately.
It doesn't stop at practice because it derives from belief.
If you believe in people interacting with each other, falling in love with each other, whatever with each other, you believe in the practice of polyamory.
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Either way, polyamory is the practice of something, not the belief. Practice. So people
listen,
who practice that have beliefs.
So you have a child. Ryan dies. Are you still a mother? Yes, you're still a mother. It's the same thing with poly.
Right, your husband dies. Are you still a married woman? No, you're widowed.
you're widowed. But
right. You're not a married
That's
woman.
only in those terms.
You're widowed. Right. So it depends on the terms that you're talking
right.
about.
And in poly, you're still poly even
No.
if you're not actively
poly
practicing.
means that you practice something. You can't be something if you don't practice it.
What? It means you believe in the practice.
It does not mean that.
It does mean
that's
that.
That's not what it means. Poly means to practice the act of being with multiple people romantically.
No.
Yes, that's what it means. Yo, that's what it means. We just
process,
read it.
bro.
No. That. Okay.
Like, they're still a doctor. This is still very much a doctor. They have all the knowledge.
Not a practicing doctor.
Right. So you're not a practicing poly person, but you're still poly. You just don't practice. It's the same thing. It doesn't make you not poly because I still have my beliefs.
But the thing is, poly does mean doctor doesn't mean that you have to be practicing to be doctor. But polyamory means to practice being in multiple relationships with romantically with multiple people. That's what polyamory means. That's what it means.
That's what the word means.
Okay. Okay.
That's what the word may mean.
Let me see something.
Actually, the real version of the word means many loves. That's what it means. Period. But I know poly people that will differ to what you're saying. Because you don't have to practice poly to be poly.
Yes.
It's like we don't have to practice being black to be black. We're black. That's what we are.
So
that's what we are. We're black people. It's not a practice. It's just who we are.
you don't. If whatever you believe and that makes you happy, cool. But
I'm just trying to
the
tell you.
facts are
Like,
the facts.
No, but it's not a fact.
It is, because polyamory means to practice. To have the belief of polyamory is something else. But to be polyamorous means that you...
To be polyamorous, you have to change your belief system.
Oh my God.
You have to. This is why you have to unlearn certain things.
But to be polyamorous means that you practice being in multiple relationships.
That's not true.
What do you mean it's not true? Is that not what
When we
polyamory...
finish, I'm going to show you a YouTube video.
Okay, so let's watch the video because I'm done. The next question. Do you guys think you're truly going about poly the right way? No, I don't. There's need a poly coach.
Right way.
There is no right or wrong way
to
be poly. Absolutely right. I agree with that. However, I don't believe that we are doing it like I don't believe how we're practicing it is necessarily aligned with
But how we're practicing it, I'm only with her right now. Right?
So right.
How are we not practicing?
And we need
you
a
did
coach,
say that
so
you was gonna
please.
if you would pick the third and she has to be certain things. Now you're telling me you don't even want a third.
But here's the thing, it's not gonna work for the both of us. Because you want somebody, like you just said, that's loves.
No, I said I would like that. I would like that.
Yeah.
I would like that. But that doesn't mean that I'm gonna get that. Duh.
Okay.
Would I be happy having another girlfriend who we can have in our life, who brings another income, who maybe we can talk about having a future with? Cool. Fine. I would like the third and you to have such a crazy ass bond that is like, she loves you so much. And it's like, I'm happy you love her because I love her. And that's super dope. But if it doesn't happen, it's fine. You're bringing her in anyway, so it's really up to you.
You're getting on my nerves.
This is crazy. Our first YouTube video is amazing, right, guys? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
We're about to cut mad shit out.
I'm going to show you the video because you're bugged out.
We're going to show a therapist this video because we need help, y'all. I need help, he needs help, and we collectively need help, y'all.
Y'all don't love us?
Because this is crazy.
Comment Team Nikki if you love Nikki. Comment Team Fly Guy if you love Fly Guy.
And comment Team
Polyafterall.
Because you love us both.
Right. Definitely. We thank you for watching. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but it's
be
gotta
this
be
long.
edited. Nah, it's definitely
We
gonna
about
be
to.
edited.
Yo, 2 hours? Y'all not sitting here for 2 hours.
Nah, it was
So
a lot of
we
shit going
gonna
on.
chop and screw.
Is this still recording? I hope so. My phone. Oh, it's still recording. Wow.
Good. So, thanks for watching.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, though, please.
Like, subscribe. And let us know what our next video should be in the comments.
Right. Definitely do that. Peace out.
Bye, guys.
Brown skin with an ass on her. Score first, no assist, couldn't pass on her. Baby educated, got some class on her.